Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Jim Rohn. And my friends, he is 100% right. For those of you who are in good physical shape, how are you in good physical shape? It's because you have a few simple disciplines. Maybe it's running, maybe it's stretching, maybe it's working out, and you do those things every single day. And what happens over time? You get better, you get healthier, you get more flexible. I started working on flexibility just as an example this last year. Started doing 5 stretches 5 times a day for about 20 seconds apiece. And it has been totally amazing what it has done to my otherwise tight body, like a friggin' violin. And it has loosened it up so much, it is amazing. Cost me absolutely nothing except altogether 15 minutes a day, something like that, but every day. I'm addicted to it, I'm committed to it, and I do it. And what do I get from it? I get what I was looking for. I get success. Same thing here, my friends. If you will just commit yourself 10 to 15 minutes each and every day following these charts, adopt the disciplines of practice trading, of then fractionally trading, of noting down what it is you learn on specific charts, overall, all the different habits that you develop, you hone those down and the success will come to you. And you might say, well, I don't even know what I'm doing. You will learn. It takes time. You will get better. Study, listen, practice. It will all come to you. I promise. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Let's jump into these charts. Remember, markets are closed in the States on Monday for the holiday. They'll be open Tuesday, the 31st of May. And let's see where we are. Well, we look at the S&P 500. And of course, we saw it pop up there on the 23rd, and then it rolled down on the 24th, and then the 25th started gaining steam through the 26th and 27th. That's where the real up movement for the day, up 2.45%. Now, we haven't hit the threshold yet of the 200 EMA, so we're still below that. Are we going to hit it, or is it going to bounce off and head back down? I don't know, but I can tell you where we are with our success multiplier formula. We are a -4 on the 2-day chart. Now, do note we have a green up candle that has touched the 200 EMA, still negative though on the STC. And where are we on the weekly? We have a doji, means lots of indecision, and it's still a red doji, and we're still negative on the STC. So we are, for the few days of up movement that you've seen on the smallest chart, the littlest wave we've got out there, we're still -14. We only got 1 point moving up. So pay attention. Watch, keep your powder dry. We're not looking for long moves at this point. We're looking for the S&P to roll over and head down. We shall see if indeed that occurs. Now, if we look back in time, when the S&P rolled through this last time, it went up and then hit and rolled back down, didn't it? And we jumped in for a nice quick little 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, gathering up 3.24% right there. That was quite nice to us, then followed by another 5.06. Then we tried again and just couldn't quite get it. We ended up closing that out with no loss, or a little bit of fraction. Depends on just when you jumped out, but you can see where the candle closed there. Don't forget, these are Heikin Ashi candlesticks. They are measured differently. What is the close? It's the previous high and low of the candle before it. So again, Heikin Ashi, great training on that. I'll put it at the end of today's video. And we do have a great training for all of our subscribers. You only get that if you subscribe for free at chartingwealth.com, but it is another good one we have out there for you. So I would encourage you, subscribe, put out a training video each and every day for you. So where we are on the S&P is we're just waiting to see, is it going to push through that 200 EMA and give us some possibilities of long positions, or roll over and head down? With the success multiplier formula being negative 14, I would guess it's probably going to roll over, but I don't know that. I'm keeping my powder dry, waiting to see what's going to happen. About the same repeat with what we see going on with the Nasdaq 100. You can see how far away the 200 EMA, that's the exponential moving average. That shows us where we are if we're, below the trend or above it, and we are well below. We do have 2 days of decent up movement, but again, nothing for us to go long on. We're waiting for a rollover. You can see on the 2-day, we are still negative on the STC. We do have an up 2-day candle, and you can see that we still have a red spinning top. Didn't quite hit the low of the prior week, but close to it. So lots of downward pressure on the S&P and the Nasdaq 100. Let's move on to 20-year bonds. Where are we there? Well, I have to pull a long way down for you to find. There it is. Let me tighten this up some, and you can see how far bonds have to go to cross over on that half-day chart heading up. Bonds up for the day, 0.24%. And of course, we see where things popped up in the morning, lost some of that. In the afternoon, we're in the green on the STC for the half-day chart. We are likewise in the green on the 2-day chart, 6 candles of up movement there. And again, what does that mean for us? Well, if we look at where we are on, man, I got to pull that down. Where we are on the 200 EMA, quite a ways away. Bonds have dropped a lot, quite precipitously. We go to the weekly chart. I can tighten that up a little bit, and you can see just how much bonds have gone down and for how many weeks. Although a little bit of a bright spot, we do have a green candle, a green spinning top. Now, still negative on the weekly chart, but we can see where it popped up before and then dropped off for many, many weeks. Is it going to do that, or is it bottoming out and heading up? Could be. We don't have a crossover, though. That means the STC has not gone from red to green at this point. So we'll keep our powder dry. We'll pay attention. We'll know that the half-day and the 2-day are green. The weekly is still negative, so we're still at a negative 10, not a negative 14 or 15. And we'll watch, wait, and see how bonds are going to shake out and what kind of opportunities they give us over the course of the next week. Now, let's go to gold as we push through these charts. Gold was up the least, 0.05%. We saw where gold had tracked up, moving up toward that 200 EMA and then headed down and sideways, bouncing up a little bit, losing some in the afternoon. And like I said, hardly up, just a little bit, 0.05, 0.5%, 9 cents for the day. So again, as we look at things in gold, STC is positive on the half day. It is still negative on the weekly. We can see where things went up for 4 days and then slowed down. And then, of course, we look at the weekly. That's the 2-day. The weekly does have a green spinning top for the week, but again, like the 2-day, it is also heading down on the STC. So negative 14. We're waiting, watching, seeing, waiting for a red STC to allow us to potentially short gold again. And we'll just watch, but pay attention over the course of the next week. Know where know where all your charts are. The smallest, the half day, the intermediate, the 2-day, and the longest, the weekly. And remember, all things being equal, the market tends to move in the direction of the largest chart, the largest time frame. Now let's look at where Bitcoin is. Bitcoin down for the day, 2.02%. And of course, we've seen Bitcoin just sliding sideways. You can look at the ATR bands, and they are heading down at this point. but we've not reached the low that we hit back on the 12th of May. But again, things are just really in a sideways slide on Bitcoin. We look at the 2-day. Where do we see there? Again, it's not hit the low, but it does appear to be just trundling on down. Of course, it's negative. And we look at the weekly, and we can, of course, see that it's not hit the bottom on the week of the 9th of May, but it did hit a lower low this week than the prior week. So still lots and lots and lots of downward pressure on Bitcoin. I'm going to go to the 24-hour chart, and I want you to see where things are on Bitcoin on the weekly, hitting this 200 EMA. The reason we don't have the 200 EMA on the futures chart is it's only been around since November, so there haven't been 400 weeks yet. So we'll continue to, wait, 400 weeks, 200 weeks. It's 400 days on the 2-day, forgive me. So this is 200 weeks. We haven't had that long a chart on the Bitcoin futures. That's XBTF, the VanEck Bitcoin Future ETF. But on Bitcoin itself, the 24-hour-a-day report, we can see that we're sitting right there. Is it going to go below, or is it going to pop off of it? Don't know. We'll keep our eyes on things. Now, as we look at the 2-day, we can see on Bitcoin that it's already pushed through it and then started that sideways slide. So it's already penetrated it on the 2-day chart. And of course, as we look at the half-day, I'm going to have to expand that a little bit for you to even see much of the movement. You can see that like the 2-day, we are below on the 200 EMA. So what I'm really looking for some long-term stuff is Bitcoin going to penetrate that weekly 200 EMA. That will tell us a great deal if after trying to consolidate over these last 3 weeks, it drops through it. We'll be watching for that over the course of this next week. You can see that we are red on every STC time frame, negative 15 on Bitcoin. So lots of downward pressure. That is where we are, my friends. For those of you who have Monday off, hope that you enjoy yourselves. We'll be back with you at the close of the markets on Tuesday, as we are each and every day. These markets are open. We love being with you. You have questions, problems, concerns, reach out to us, cw@chartingwealth.com. Thank you, Patreon supporters, for all your faith.